and I wanted to just share a little bit. I was talking to him today, and uh, I just saw his little icon for something pop up. That's hilarious. Um, I was talking to him today, and Anthony is somebody that I kind of go to a lot for feedback, and just somebody that I have tons and tons of respect for. And for me to say that, especially in this industry, is a lot because I've met a lot of kind of jerks and people who just don't know what they're doing and act like they do. And he's real, he's one of a kind, and I love working with this guy. I can see us being friends whether we work together in the Wolfpack or not. And one thing we were talking about, something I know that he's really into, is personal development, and something that I'm really into as well, and so is my husband. And in fact, if it wasn't for personal development, my husband and I probably never would have even met each other. And uh, sorry, my son is about to just knock everything off the table, so I got a little distracted. So if I don't, nobody here knew me 10 years ago when I got started, or 11 years ago when I got started in this industry. And if you knew me 11 years ago, you guys probably wouldn't be friends with me now. And I was talking to Jamie, and I was explaining to her that as you grow, your friendships will change because you continue to evolve, while some people don't. They don't like change, so they're not going to be friends with you. But on the other hand, is who I was before. A lot of people weren't friends with me because I kind of just sucked. And I was somebody who, I had my upline, and thankfully I had sponsors who really cared about me and cared about my success, and were really upfront with me and confronted me about a lot of different things and challenges and things that I didn't see for myself. And I know Anthony said the same thing about himself. And I didn't know the kind of person I was to other people because nobody told me until then. Because we're always told if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think that's such a crappy phrase because I don't know about you, but if I'm doing something wrong, I want to know about it. I was telling Jamie, I'm like, if I'm doing something wrong, I want to know because I'm human. And even though I've grown a lot in the last 11 years, I still have a long way to go. I'm human. And one of the things is that, I was arrogant, I was rude, I was really kind of a bully. I was really offensive towards people, and it took a lot of training. A lot of people who cared about me to kind of say, yeah, you know what, you're being a jerk. And I woke up to becoming a better person, and it's been a long journey, and one I'm super grateful for. And it's all because of personal development. And for those of you who have gone through the 10 steps, and if you haven't gone through the 10 steps, I know because just on step one, it says to do something in the group. And if you haven't done it in the group, then I know you haven't started step one. But the reason why the first step in the 10 steps is your why, and we'll start talking about that on Thursday during our calls, is because the personal development and the mental capacity and where you are emotionally, mentally is the most important thing for you in this business. And if you don't have that, then you're not going to get anywhere. And a lot of you guys have roadblocks that you aren't even aware of. A lot of you have baggage that you're carrying around with you and think that you're going to find success even though you're carrying around this really heavy weight. Some of you have some pride that you're not letting go of. And there's a picture, and I'll pull it up when Anthony's speaking, so I have to go search for it. And it's really kind of indicative of how you can't climb a mountain if you're carrying pride with you. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that real quick before I introduce Anthony, because it's something that I just wanted to share because I realized you guys didn't know who I was 11 years ago. And, I'm not saying that I'm a fantastic person now, but there's been a lot of growth and there's still a lot to go. But it's because of the personal development and the trainings and because of this industry that I am where I am today. The reason why I'm getting, #1 selling book right now. But there was me that used to not be coachable. And it took a lot for me to say I could find that humility and say I don't know certain things and I need somebody to teach me. And I could have very easily signed up in Empower Network and said, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I've been in this industry for a long time. I'll do this on my own. But I didn't do that. And that's something that I can pride myself on because I'm coachable. And I think that's why I've become successful, is because I've stayed coachable throughout. It doesn't matter how successful you are. If you stop being coachable, then you're on your way back. If you forget where you came from, you're on your way back. It's that simple. If you're not a coachable person, you're never going to move forward. Because how are you going to move forward? Because who you are today is a product of the information that's in your head. And if you want to move forward, then you've got to compound on the information that's in your head. And you can't move forward unless somebody else is coaching you and helping you move forward. It's that simple. It's like trying to get a car to go on the road without any gas, or trying to get a car that's broken to continue to move forward unless you repair it. And if you're not coachable, then you're not going to move forward in life. It's really that simple. If you guys are sitting here saying, why am I not progressing? Why am I not getting the success I thought I would? Then chances are either A, you're not coachable, or B, you're carrying around baggage that you're afraid to let go of, or A and B. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because Anthony is somebody who is extremely coachable, extremely humble, somebody I look up to in many ways. I'm super excited that he's on the call tonight. And he's somebody that plugs into personal development every day, all day long, and it's obvious because he's constantly moving forward and he's constantly growing. And you can tell who's doing that and who's not. Jan, just seeing the growth that she's gone through in the last several months, and how humble and how coachable she is. And Jamie, who's just, yesterday she said to me, I don't know how I feel about this webinar thing, which is step 2 or 3 on the 10 steps. And I said, you've just got to do it. And then next thing I know is she's full charge ahead, learning how to do webinars. It takes a lot, and that's clearly somebody who has what it takes to be successful. Sophia is somebody who's constantly working on her growth, constantly focused on personal development and growing herself mentally, emotionally, physically, who's focused on her health inside and out. So I commend you guys. We have such an incredible team here. And, I just want to make sure that, I give Anthony a proper introduction, because he definitely has earned it. He deserves it. And hopefully I've made him audible, because I don't know how this thing works real well. So Anthony, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, cool. Thank you, Tina, very much. I appreciate all the kind words, and I feel the same way about you. And it's funny because we come from different backgrounds. As far as you come from the network marketing background, and I'm from an internet marketing background. But I learned so much from you, not only about network marketing but internet marketing. And who would have thought? I mean, I've been in this business for 7+ years, so you do need to be coachable. I'm coachable, and I learned that a long time ago. And Tina, obviously, she's very coachable, and I think most of the people on this team are. Um, it's funny, when Tina reflects back when she was younger, and some people had to call her out on some things. And there was a time in my life when I wasn't coachable, and I was cocky, arrogant. I was an a-hole, really. And some of that started to change when I had Amira. You guys know, when I had her. And you know but even then, I still wasn't. um I thought I had all the answers, put it that way. And once you realize that you don't have all the answers, and you can learn something new every day, and you can improve on yourself every day, and it's better to help other people than to help yourself. Things like that, it makes all the difference in the world. And I actually want to commend you guys that are on right now. I study because I love internet marketing. I truly love this business because, in my mind, it's the only platform where it's the only business where you can literally have like zero education. It doesn't matter your background, your history, and you can come in and you have a clean slate. One good reason is you can hide behind a computer, which is actually what I had to do for a while because of my history. I didn't have a good history. I couldn't go around broadcasting, this is Anthony Reed, selling you this product and that product because nobody would have bought it. So that was one good thing. Um, but I'm watching what a lot of you ladies are doing, and I don't see any men on right now, but even some of the men. But you guys are doing a great job at branding yourself. You know, I really like what I'm seeing. You guys are starting to plug into the 10 steps, which I was getting a little worried about. It didn't seem like everyone was plugging in, but I can see who's plugging in now and who's not. And just take your time, and it will all come together. You know, I didn't really make any money at my first few years, and you know, I'll tell you a funny story. Well, it's not funny; it's actually sad. There was a Thanksgiving. I don't remember the year, um, and this was I wasn't quite. I'm trying to think. I began internet marketing, but I didn't even know that's what it was called. Basically, I was just studying, how to make money online at the time. And I was in construction. I had a small construction company, and I had no work lined up. And we went into the winter with basically no money. And me and Amaya were living in a little studio basement apartment. And I actually didn't have money for a turkey for Thanksgiving. So I don't know what you guys call it where you come from, but over here it's called a food pantry. I had to swallow my pride, and I had to go into a food pantry and get a turkey, so I could give her a proper Thanksgiving dinner. And so I go in there, and now I was those of you that know my story, I was Mr. Big Time when I was younger. So I go in there, no money, broke, looking for a turkey. And the girl behind the counter at the pantry, I grew up with. And she knew me when I had money and was successful. I mean, my success wasn't the right kind of success, but I don't think she ever thought that she would see me in that kind of situation. And it was embarrassing. It was devastating. It was humiliating. And though I just vowed, never again would I put myself or my daughter in that situation where where I couldn't afford a turkey. And from that time on, I just looked at things different. Like, my pride was gone; it was completely shot at that time. There was basically like nothing left. And that's when I really, I dove into the internet marketing, but I dove more into the self improvement and the law of attraction, and what you put out, you get back, and things like that. And I don't I don't want to. Another thing I did at the time, because I'm sharing this story because I want you guys to know that anything is possible. I've had so many ups and downs in life, and yeah, I can go around and say I'm a six-figure income earner in the online industry now, which I am. I do very well, but that was not an overnight success. So I don't want you guys getting frustrated thinking that you're doing anything wrong. It does take time, but Tina's set up some great tools, and Power has amazing tools. I'm working on some tools right now that I'll share with Tina before I share with you guys, just because I want to get okay. Um, I actually, and as a matter of fact, during that time, I actually had to get a paper route. Okay, now you gotta picture this. Okay, actually, and this is a great picture Tina just put up. Sometimes it's hard to open your hand, but you need to pride, and it's so true. You just gotta you gotta get rid of that pride. It got to the point where I got a paper route. Okay, I mean, you got to understand how I grew up. Okay, and if anybody knew, and I'm sharing this with you guys, and most people that live near me, or my so-called friends don't know this. I had to keep this quiet from them because I was so embarrassed during that. And I also got a paper route, okay, just to pay the bills. My construction work was all dried up. I had no money coming in, and I went and got a paper route. And if you understand, you know, Tony Montana, you know what I'm saying, in my eyes and in my little world, going and having to get a paper route another thing, devastating. A paper route. I'm having to get free turkeys. These are things that um, it was a real gut check. And so I know we all have a lot of hard luck stories, and I don't want that to hold you guys back. So, keep doing what you're doing. Focus on Tina's 10 steps. Focus on the 8 core commitments and Empower. Take your time. It will come together. Focus on what you're naturally good at, okay? Focus on your passion, and the money really will follow. I know you guys have probably heard that a million times, but the money really will follow if you're doing what you're passionate about. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to open up the Q&A probably within the next few minutes. There's just a few more things I want to touch on. I'm not going to look at the screen because I'm not going to let it distract me, because I have problems staying on topic. Um, but you guys are doing great, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep plugging along. Don't worry about the overnight success, because it does take time. The beautiful thing about the Wolfpack and Empower is we get to eliminate a lot of the learning curve, that I had to go through, or maybe that Tina had to go through when she first started off in network marketing and things like that. Um, and that's so, just, I would say, keep blogging about what you're passionate about. Don't blog about internet marketing if you don't like internet marketing. I love internet marketing, so that's what I'm going to talk about. You know what I mean? That's like my thing. I love self-improvement, so that's what I'm going to talk about. But if you guys, if you're a vegan, or whatever the case may be, and that's what you're passionate about, then that's obviously, I think that's what you should be blogging about. You can create an entire brand around whatever you're passionate about. I will create a brand about, you know Anthony Reed, internet marketing guru, the internet marketing expert, because that is what I'm, slowly but surely developing into, and that's what I'm passionate about. See, Tina, um, we talk all the time behind the scenes, and we're always bouncing ideas around back and forth. And um, nobody ever asks me, well, what is it exactly that you do to make your money online? And so she touched on it today, and I told her one of the things, and I'll share it with you guys, is one of the things that I promote is an iPhone unlocking software. Now, there's no passion behind that, okay? I'm not passionate about selling iPhone unlocking software. Um, where with Empower Network and the Wolfpack and Tina, I've been given a platform to do what I've always wanted to do, and that's to share my knowledge about self-improvement and share my knowledge about internet marketing. I still have a long way to go. For example, a lot of times, you guys hear me talk, we joke about the accent, and a lot of times when I talk, I'm really all over the place because I'm not a good speaker. So, one of the books I'm reading right now is by Dale Carnegie, and it's called How to Develop Self-Confidence and Influence People by Public Speaking. And I'm loving that book right now because it kind of combines, a lot of the things that I need to learn how to do. So that's like the book that I'm on right now. You guys should always have some sort of self-improvement book that you are reading. Even if you're reading a page a day, obviously, I would encourage everyone. I work more on myself than on my business, and I will preach that always, 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 because I know it works. I'm not the only one. Every successful person since the beginning of time has worked more on themselves than they have on their business. I'm not the one making that up. I'm just repeating what I've heard over and over and over and over again by every successful person that I've ever studied. So if you think it doesn't work, maybe it's, oh, well, it's Anthony saying it. It's not me saying it. It is basically every successful person since the beginning of time will tell you you have to work on yourself more than you work on your business. And, the other old cliche is, when you love what you're doing, if you're passionate about your work, the money will follow. Just keep doing what you're doing. One day you're going to wake up and, and that you're going to have a big bank account. You know what I mean? You're going to be making that money overnight because you're going to be doing what you're passionate about, and that's what Empower allows you to do. And Tina especially gives us an amazing platform to talk and speak with each other. But you guys are going to brand yourselves about something that you're passionate about, and it'll take off because your passion will be going into it. It won't be, don't talk about internet marketing if you don't know anything about it, or if it bores you. It bores a lot of people. Like, I have a tech guy that I use because I can't stand the techie stuff like IT work and coding and things like that. I don't know how to code, and I don't want to know how to code. So I outsource that, and I don't pretend like I know how to code. I don't train people on how to code, or, because it's just it bores me. Really, I'm not passionate about it. And as far as my other businesses, yeah, I am a six-figure earner, multiple six-figure income earner in this business. Promoting products that I'm not passionate about, and the only reason I'm still doing that is because it's set up on autopilot. So really, I'm just 100%, basically transition over into promoting myself and Empower because that's the platform that I now have to share my knowledge, which is really what I've always wanted to do and didn't have the opportunity. So, Tina, thank you once again for letting me talk and babble on about how great I am. How us Reds do. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back once in a while. Um, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look over at these questions and see what I have. Okay, Jamie, the passion is obvious. Yeah, Jamie, obviously, yeah, you need to write about your passions. And here's another thing that I do, guys, and this is why it's so important with the self improvement. There's a lot of days I don't want to work, or I may not have topic. Okay, and if I don't have a topic, once I dive into a self improvement book or an audio or something like that, it gets my creative juices flowing, and because that's what I'm into, I'm going to pick up self improvement book and I'm going to pick up, something about internet marketing, and because that's what I'm interested in, it gets my creativity flowing. So it'll give me something to write about or something. I record a lot of trainings. I haven't put them out there in public yet, but that'll kind of inspire me to get things going. um, my schedule for day to day, um, I've been horrible, Tina, with planning out my schedule lately, but I firmly believe in it, guys. And again, I don't like to preach something that I don't do. I do it often enough. I do it often enough where I will um, tell you what I normally do. Okay. Um, my schedule, if I'm on the schedule that I like to be on, and normally I'll plan it the night before just to make sure everything runs smoothly, okay, before I go to bed. And you never really want to write more than 6 tasks that you have to do, okay, because it's just overwhelming. Don't move on to the next task till you've completed the one before that. I've touched on that earlier, and actually I have a video about that for you guys, how that works. Your productivity level will really go through the roof. But when you're doing your to-do list, list it in order of importance, and don't move on to the second one until you're done with the first one. Don't move on to the third till you're done with the second. And if you don't finish it by the end of the day, just carry it over to the following day. And say 5 and 6 you weren't able to finish, well, 5 and 6 becomes 1 and 2. Okay, my ideal day consists of getting up around 5:30 in the morning, and I'll hop on the computer. I'll check my emails for my other businesses to see if there's anything I have to respond to. And then if I'm in the middle of reading a book that I really can't wait to dive into, I'll read that, or I might search out an inspirational YouTube video, or a lot of times I'll find something inspirational in the Wolfpack. All over the place, Empower Network, and just YouTube, inspirational videos or whatever, and you'll just find so many things. But I've been doing it for so long, like I have like lists, you know what I mean, like saved. So, I just go to that, and then when it's I have my other daughter, so when she wakes up, and then Amira wakes up, we have our breakfast, and then we take Amira to school, come back, and hang out. And I kind of, I work between their schedule. That's another thing, the time freedom. Once you guys break through, and you start really generating that income where you can quit that day job, it's, the time freedom is what it's all about, because the money is just a measuring stick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, realistically, when I talk to people and I ask them about their why, I always tell them I don't want to hear that you want to make 20,000. I want to hear that you want to make 50,000. I don't want to hear that you want to make 100,000. I want to know what it is that you're going to do with the money. It's okay if you say it's to buy the Mercedes, but I want to know what it is, because the money is just a measuring stick. Is just a tool. I mean, realistically, there's only so much money you can have in the world. What are you going to do with the money? In my case, it's for time freedom to come and go, so I can work around my daughter's schedule. And I would say most of my work now gets done at night. Um, and I try to get to the gym a few times a week, and that's it. Let me see, what else do we have here. Can you share your schedule for the day? Do you plan on out? I like the money and getting out of it. Doesn't drive. I like that money. Out of debt doesn't drive passion. I need to know. Sophia, I don't do newsletters. Um, when I have something big to write, and Tina knows this about me, I'm not a writer. So I would actually I outsource that, because I won't take the 5 hours writing something that I don't think is going to come out that well, because I'm not a professional writer. I rather put the 4 or 5 hours into something um, that I know is going to make me money, whether that be self-improvement, whether that be working on some new advertising strategies, or whatever the case may be. I never put a lot of time into something that I'm not good at, and that's something else I would suggest you guys don't. I don't even know if this is answering your question, Sophia, properly. But guys, don't spend a lot of time working on something that you suck at. Okay, work on the stuff that you're naturally good at, okay, and just get good, just good enough at the other stuff, which is what I do. I'm just good enough to get by with certain things, but I focus on what I'm naturally good at. I'm naturally good at putting a business together, okay. I am not a techie person. I can build a website. I put internet businesses together. I can put them on autopilot. Set it and forget it. Where basically, the money will come in overnight. The products sell themselves. I don't have to be in front of the computer to make my money. That's what I do. But I mean, I kind of, if if you looked at all of the stuff, I put, like, yeah, I put the big package together. We'll say I put the business together, but I didn't do all of the little, behind the scenes things, like, like the IT stuff. I'm not good at IT stuff, and I'm not a good writer. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was first starting off and I was building my websites and landing pages and whatnot, and I didn't have money for a writer, I wrote. I wrote, and I would make sure it came out good, and they did come out good. But it would take me all day, and so that's really not productive, to spend all day on something that you're not good at. You know what I mean? Spend the time on what you're good at, what's going to make you money. Anything else, guys? I mean, I love Fiverr. Fiverr.com. If you're looking for banners or headers, if you're looking for somebody to outsource article writing, blog writing, whatever the case may be, for $5, you can usually find some. They're not always going to be good. It can be a hit and miss. When somebody isn't good, cross them off the list and move on to someone else. When you find somebody good, stick with it. You know. Tina's typing. Yep, I charge way more to write for. Exactly. So, like, I know, like, there is no way I could get Tina to write my articles, or my blog posts, for example. See, Tina, $125 an hour for me. So Fiverr is the way to go. Now, let's say, for example, you might stumble across is time, but let's just say, for example, you might stumble across Edna at the very beginning of her writing career, okay, on Fiverr, before she becomes a published author, before she becomes, successful, in the writing industry. So you can find somebody good for $5. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee it, but you may find someone that has skills that compared to Tina's, I mean, probably not as good. You know what I mean? You got to be realistic, but for $5 compared to the $125 an hour. Now, like I would go to Tina if I was starting off, if I was launching a big, massive business and I needed, I like that. I'll take 4. Yeah, all right. Oh, there you go. See, Sophia, I'll be in contact with you. You can start writing my blogs. All right, but you're gonna have to research some internet marketing, and some self-help books, and I would gladly pay $4 a blog post and $4 an article. But 125 an hour. If you guys are doing something really big, once you guys really get going, and I mean, Tina, I don't really. I mean, I know Tina says she charges $125 an hour, but I would say in the next year or two, Tina's really not even going to have time to do things like that because her business is growing at such a rapid rate. I don't think that she would probably accept $500 an hour. Do you know what I mean? Because you got to put a value on your time, and at some point, see, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She might value her time right now. I don't know. She might value it at $1,000 an hour, or that may be her goal. I don't know what it is, but it won't. $125 an hour. I can tell you right now, I will not let somebody come sit in my home office with me for $125 an hour and pick my brain. It would not happen. So even like the stuff I'm sharing with you guys, and this is the red coming out in me, but I'm giving you guys this information for free, and I will tell you right now, if somebody wanted to come sit down with me and spend an hour, it would cost a lot more than $125. Okay, to sit down and for me to share my knowledge with them, because I have 7+ years in the industry. I spent the long nights, 24-hour days, sleepless nights, studying. So I do value my time. So I can't just have somebody come in, throw $125 on the table, and spill the beans, which I'm doing with you guys for free. So I know a lot of times when I'm talking or Tina's talking, it may not seem like we're giving that little that information that you want. You want to hear, well, go to this particular advertising site and this is going to get you rich. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth comes when you do what you're passionate about and when you work on yourself, and that's when the money's going to come. I could send you guys all to a place right now for, let's say, a great traffic source, and then it'll be totally saturated. So that's not really. I lost my screen for a minute. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Um, so believe it or not, all the self development and doing what you're passionate about, and you guys, I'm sure, have heard it over and over again, and I'm gonna say it again and again, and it'll be something that I stand firm by. You can look up every successful person since the beginning of time, and that is what they're going to tell you. That's the secret. If you guys want to know the secret really is self-improvement, working on yourself, and doing what you're passionate about. With the blogging platform, it allows you to get creative and put out to the world what you're passionate about and get paid for it at the same time. I mean, to me, it's amazing. Give me some questions, unless you want to wrap it up. Yeah, I agree. A newsletter shouldn't take 4 to 5 hours. That's way too much time. Let me see. Sean Escobar, told me he used to spend that time. What are your goals for your career? Yeah. Sophia, never ever listen. I'm not a newsletter person. Do not waste 4 to 5 hours writing a newsletter. Okay, you're way too creative for that. I see the stuff that you're putting out there. I see the videos. I see the blogs. I see that kind of stuff. Wasting 4 to 5 hours on a newsletter is way too much time. It's just way, way too long. You don't write the news.
No, she's saying Sean Escobar from Isogenics does them, is what I'm understanding, and she was just trying to understand his philosophy. But Sean Escobar is not in internet marketing, so he does it the old school network marketing way, which is why he needs us.
Yeah, well, let Sean write the newsletters for you because you can't be wasting 4 or 5 hours writing newsletters.
Yeah.
That's way too much time. If you have 4 or 5 hours on your hand, put it towards something that you're already good at and self-improvement, which I know you spend a lot of time on self-improvement. I pay attention to what most of you guys are doing. I try to anyway. Um, um, who's there was a question about a goal. Was that question for me? What are your goals for your career?
What are your goals for your career? Like, besides Empower Network, um, I'm assuming Empower Network is more of a vehicle for you, not the destination. So, what's your ultimate goal with all of this?
All right, my ultimate goal, I would say, is Empower Network my final destination? That's a good question. I have to tell you, the products and the leadership are so good. I cannot picture myself leaving for another company. I don't see that happening because, and I've said this before, it really has changed the way I look at building a business online. Um, but I would say, my ultimate goal is really, I am so passionate about the industry and the fact that anyone can do this, even if you have a master's, if you're a doctor, if you're a CEO of a big company, if you're a college dropout, if you didn't go to school at all, basically anyone can do this and anyone can live a lifestyle that they only dreamed about as long as they find a proper why, which can't be a dollar amount, and they put the time in. So like you'll hear me talk some numbers. Only 98% of internet marketers make 6 figures or more. I don't like that number, so I want to change it. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming up with some new things. I want to stop putting some training out to really help people to make money online. I want to stop promoting the online industry itself more and more. I want to I want to. I'm going to be putting a lot of free information out there, a lot of free training. I'm going to wrap it around Empower. Obviously, because you still need to make money, but the training that I'm going to provide again is something that I would do for free, but the money will come along with it. And like I think really what I've made over the past few years is great and everything, but I think what's going to happen over the next year or two is it'll really explode. And I really want to expose the industry to people, and the potential that it really does have to change people's lives. Like I said, I mean, I was at the food pantry getting turkeys, and I was, I had a paper route and all kinds of stuff, and without internet marketing and self improvement, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I want to, it's my mission to I want to change those numbers. I want more people to make more than just a couple $100s a month online. I want to see more people living the life that they want. And it doesn't necessarily mean 6 figures or more, or $1 million or $2 million. That's why, what is your why? For me, it's time freedom. As long as I have enough to pay my bills and I can come and go as I please, then I'm happy. Now, obviously, after that, you need to set the bar higher because you will get bored at. then you get, it's like, okay, now I got to do this, I got to do this. But right now, my passion really is just about helping people in the industry. That's why you'll always see me go on and say, guys, give me your questions. You know what I mean? And I don't know if all of a sudden next month, because of all the stuff I'm working on, I might get really, really busy, and I might not have time to answer your questions, like I do now. That's why I always say, guys, if you have questions and I think I can answer them, um, ask now, because I don't know. I'll always be in the wolf pack, and I'll always be, in Impala as far as I can tell right now. But when things get crazy, once my Empower business takes off and the training that I'm wrapping around Empower takes off, then you move on to another level and another level and another level. You never want to stay in one spot. And Tina's heard this, and other people have heard, if you're not growing, you're dying. So you need to constantly keep growing and improving. Um,
Jamie had a question. She asked, "What do you tell prospects?"
okay, let me see.
What are you like? What do you say to prospects? What like? Do you say anything at all? What are certain points?
I see. It's different. Like with me, I have no credibility right now, in internet marketing. So if I once I stop promoting Empower the right way, and that's another thing, guys, you're gonna notice. Like I will not chase my tail. So I have not gone full force with Empower because I don't have everything in place the way I want it. Some people think that's good. Some people think it's bad. I believe in taking action, but my action right now is setting up my game plan. Okay, it's not, because I chased my tail before. So I haven't really approached too many people about Empower, but what I would tell them, and I can tell them with conviction, that it is the absolute best training that I've had ever. Okay, and it would not have taken me all these years to make money online if this training was available to me, if this blogging platform was available to me. If you can start your own business for $25. Okay, now that's just that's your basic membership. It's the blogging platform, which is a blogging platform that is just amazing. Okay, there's really nothing like it. I mean, we can blog from our phones, we can blog from anywhere. It looks nice and neat. They're trying to do it so the SEO is all set up nice for us. And I just, basically, I would just tell people, listen, if you're interested in making an extra income and you want to make money about what you're passionate about, we have an amazing blogging platform. It's $25 a month, which is basically peanuts compared to what you would for, putting together another blog. I know people that have spent thousands on blogs. Okay, so for $25 a month, and that's just a stepping stone. And I would be honest with them. I would say, listen, guys, you're not going to get rich off of the $25 blogging platform, but it is a step in the right direction. You can blog what you're passionate about. You'll start making some money, and if you reinvest on your 25, your 100% commissions, you reinvest into the other training courses, so you can stop making 100% commissions on those. And beautiful thing about those training courses, see, here's the thing, guys, you really can't sell something, or I won't sell something I don't own. I need to be able to look somebody in the eye. I need to let them know that what I'm selling I believe in 100%. So that's another reason for going all in. So if I didn't own the Masters, I couldn't look somebody in the eye and say, yes, the Masters is amazing. If I didn't own the Inner Circle and I didn't go through the Inner Circle, and same thing with the 15K and the Costa Rica and all that. So, I mean, that's kind of, I was explaining to them, get in for the $25, get your feet wet, and plug into the 8 core commitments, plug into the 10 steps, and as you start making some money, do the right thing with it, reinvest it into your business so you can be eligible for more commissions and more training, because training is the name of the game. The training that Empower provides truly is I'll say it over and over again. I remember when I first started watching the training courses, I was amazed because it took me years to figure out some of the stuff that they were teaching. But then, and then they just went on, and they were talking over my head before I knew it. So, I'm still learning too. I'm like a student of this industry, and I always will be because of my passion for it. I hope that helped. Cool, guys. All right. I know we got. If you have any more questions, type them up. But I know we do have an Empower Hour call coming up, and let me say, I want you to talk about self improvement and how you plan to bridge to this. Yeah, that is an entire call, Sophia. um, Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll do a hangout on that. And I'm working on some things. I haven't really put it out there that much because I don't like to really, until I'm finished with things, I really don't like to share too much of it. So I'm going to talk with Tina over the next few days. I still I might have another 3 or 4 weeks before I'm done putting everything together. But I'm going to start doing some hangouts and sharing some things with you guys. So especially, there'll be a lot of hangouts about self-improvement and how to, intertwine the self-improvement with your business, no matter what business you're in. Whether it's internet marketing or, whether you're blogging about the farmers markets, like I know Jan does the farmers markets and stuff. I'm just putting it out there. No, 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 no. I'm happy that Tina gives me the opportunity to share my knowledge with you guys. You know what I mean? It's not good to walk around knowing as much as I do and not being able to share it with people. You know what I mean? And it'd be like information overload. So I need to be able to share with you guys what I know. So I love sharing what I know with you guys, and that'll never stop. All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna hand it over to Tina, and she's gonna wrap it up because we have an Empower Hour call. Tina, thank you for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it, and thank you, ladies, for all your questions. And I'm proud of all of you. You guys are doing awesome.
Thank you, Anthony. That was a wealth of information, and I'm sure the team loved it. If you're watching this live or you're watching a recording of this, which we do have a recording, it is absolutely incredible information. So hopefully you guys are taking notes. And one of the things that I like to do is I either like to start our calls off or end it with a video because especially now that we're talking about personal development. So the video I want to end with is one that was created by my other favorite Anthony, which is Anthony Robbins. And as this Anthony knows, that's who I've been plugging in with daily. I'm just immersing myself with his knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. If you're listening in via phone, I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. But here we go.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. Beyond measure.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm gonna show you how great I am. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. I'm gonna show you how great I am. All of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you got to go through to get to where you want to get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to someone, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people don't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one of us. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fears, so are they. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whip him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked. But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.